Imagine this. You're walking next to a stream up near Seattle, and it starts to rain. Suddenly, you start to see thousands of salmon float to the surface and die. Well, this exact scenario had been baffling researchers for decades, until 4 years ago when they discovered the culprit, a chemical in tires called 6-ppd quinone. When we drive, tiny rubber particles shed from our tires and end up in waterways where they can release toxic chemicals. So we were curious, could 6-ppd quinone be causing harm to our native salmon here in California? Salmon are a keystone species, which means that a decline in their population can ripple throughout food webs. They support a $1.4 billion fishing industry here in California, which provides 23,000 jobs. They also hold deep cultural significance to our indigenous communities and our fishing hobbyists. But these populations are still plummeting due to issues like climate change, habitat loss, and pollution. In fact, for the last 2 years, our salmon fisheries have been closed due to such low numbers. So, to figure out how toxic 6-ppd quinone is to our salmon, I exposed young steelhead and Chinook salmon to a wide range of concentrations. This allowed me to predict how many of our salmon are at risk of dying due to real-world pollution levels. For steelhead, it was concerning. About 7% of steelhead are expected to die within 4 days of exposure to 6-ppd quinone at levels that are already present in the San Francisco Bay. However, on the other hand, our Chinook salmon were completely unaffected, even at concentrations 10,000 times higher than what they would ever experience in the wild. These differences in survival suggest that these two species are processing 6-ppd quinone very differently. But survival doesn't tell the whole story. Even at very low real-world concentrations, fish from both of these species were behaving differently. Some of them would slow down and hide more, while others would dart around erratically. These changes could suggest that 6-ppd quinone is affecting their brains and how they're able to cope with different issues that they come across in their environment. These slight changes can really affect populations even if it doesn't cause death. These issues are revealing that we are seeing both resilience and risk in the wild. Some salmon may be able to survive tire pollution, while others may not be able to, and that's a real big concern for us. And so, by understanding these issues, we can start coming up with solutions like better tire formulations and stormwater management to keep our streams clean and our salmon healthy and strong for generations. Thank you.